This is a phone with a big 18:9 display, a powerful processor, big battery, a metal unibody design with a ceramic coating, and this is unlike anything that Nokia has done before. This is the Nokia 7 Plus. It sports a 6-inch 18:9 display and is actually the first phone from Nokia to sport such an aspect ratio in India. What is also good is that it has Corning Gorilla Glass 3 for protection. The build quality is really nice and it has a metal unibody design, but you won't feel the metallic bit as it has a ceramic nano coating on top. At the same time, it's smooth but it's not slippery. What we also like about the phone is that the display curves around the edges and it reminds us of the Pixel 2 XL to some extent. Nokia has used copper accents for the mid-frame, the camera surround and the fingerprint scanner, and it is constant on both the black and the white variants. Now we quite like it and we would like to know your opinion about it. But at the same time, it does stand out when it comes to all the other phones that are available in the market. Now the first thing that you will notice with the Nokia 7 Plus is that it sports the big 18:9 display, and this is unique because it's the only phone in the 2018 Nokia lineup to do so. Even the much more expensive Nokia 8 Sirocco, which is somewhere around 50,000 rupees, misses out on it, and that makes this phone stand out. But what this phone shares with all other phones currently launched is a Type-C port, which is common with the Nokia 6, the 7 Plus and the 8 Sirocco. Thankfully, it does not miss out on a 3.5mm headphone jack, and you also get in-ear headphones in the box. What we also like about the device is that it has metallic buttons on the side which are clicky and offer good feedback. However, the Nokia 7 Plus comes with a hybrid dual SIM slot, but we would have preferred a dual SIM slot with a dedicated microSD card slot. At the back, the phone sports a dual camera setup, and as you can see, it protrudes a little. Thankfully, it has a copper colored surround around it which keeps the glass from getting scratched. It also has a dual tone LED flash right next to it. Also, Nokia has offered a 3800 mAh non-removable battery which adds to the weight of the smartphone. But it's not all about the looks with this phone. Like last year, Nokia did get a lot of grief for not having powerful internals in their smartphones, and this time they have fixed that problem. The Nokia 7 Plus, for instance, has the Snapdragon 660 processor, which is quite powerful, and to accompany it, it gets 4GB of RAM and 64GB of internal storage. You also have the option to expand storage, but at the cost of the second SIM. Storage is expandable and you can use cards up to 256GB in it. Well, how powerful is the processor, you would ask? Well, we ran a couple of benchmarks on the phone and found that it was faster than phones that had the Snapdragon 626 processor, and it also was faster than the Moto X4, which had the Snapdragon 630, and it also managed to beat the Oppo F7 with the Helio P60 processor. So overall, this is one of the fastest phones to be recently launched with the Snapdragon 6 series processors. While the hardware is good, software is where it gets interesting. Now, Nokia has enrolled its 2018 lineup of smartphones in Google's Android One program, and this phone is a part of it. Now what that means is that you get bone stock Android without any bloatware. And to give you an idea, when we unboxed the phone, it was on Android 8.0 Oreo with the February security patch. And right now, it is running Android 8.1 with the April security patch. So you will get speedy updates thanks to the Android One program. Well, all you Android geeks will be happy to know that this phone supports seamless updates. What that means is that the update happens in the background and you simply need to restart the phone to be on the new software. Now, while this is good, you also get gestures that are there on stock Android and by default the Google Pixel. So you can double tap the camera button to launch the camera app or swipe on the fingerprint scanner to pull down the notification shade. You also have the display wake up, wherein when you get a notification, the display will light up to let you know. Nokia phones from 2017 did not have great cameras. Even the flagship, the Nokia 8, did perform badly in our camera tests. Now Nokia has worked on their cameras and the results are evident. Well, when it comes to software, the software isn't stock like the rest of the phone, but it does have tiny additions that make it easier to use. Now starting with the app, Nokia has kept it simple, but it isn't completely stock. There are options like HDR, Beautify, and Nokia's Boti feature, which lets you capture using both the primary and the selfie camera. What is also interesting about the Nokia 7 Plus is the Boti feature or the dual side feature. Now what that does is it uses both the rear and the selfie camera at the same time. As you can see, this is especially useful if you are into vlogging, so that your viewers can see your reaction and at the same time what you are looking at. Now Nokia has also thought a little ahead, and you have live mode with the Boti feature enabled, so that lets you stream this content right now to YouTube or Facebook Live. Now you'll also get an idea about audio because this phone uses Nokia's Ozo technology, which means that it utilizes all the 3 microphones on this phone to give you a surround audio effect. While shooting with the 7 Plus, we found that it was quick to focus and got the exposure right most of the time. In daylight shots, the phone manages to capture a good amount of detail and the color reproduction is quite good. The telephoto lens offers a quick 2x optical zoom, while the camera can do up to 10x digital zoom. It is handy when you want to shoot a distant object, but we saw that the second sensor has a slightly cooler color temperature in comparison. If you like clicking portraits, you will like the bokeh mode. It uses this telephoto lens to blur out the subject from the background, and the edge detection is quite good. Low light shots are decent, but fine grains are visible in the output. The phone manages to keep the noise low and uses a slower shutter speed to capture a brighter image. As a result, you will need a steady hand when clicking in low light. Auto mode aside, the 7 Plus does offer a Pro mode that lets you alter white balance, ISO, shutter speed and exposure. The selfie camera is good and captures details quite well when clicking photos indoors. It gets a beautify mode as well that smoothens the output, and you get a slider to adjust the level of beautification. Video recording maxes out at 4K for the primary camera, while the selfie camera maxes out at 1080p. Now all that aside, the Nokia 7 Plus has one killer feature, and that's the battery. Now Nokia has given it a 3800 mAh battery, and the phone manages to keep idle drain very low. Even in our HD video loop test, the phone managed to run for 13 hours and 31 minutes, which is good for a phone at this size and this price. If you aren't into heavy games and you will be using it primarily for social media and messaging, then you should be able to go over a day without needing to plug this in. However, if you do run out, you can plug in the supplied charger, which supports fast charging and will top the phone from a 0 to 100% in around 2 hours. With the Nokia 7 Plus, the company has managed to get quite a few things right. It is up to date in terms of design with the 18:9 display. The processor is powerful and I did not find any lags while using it. The battery life is the best bit. It can go for a day without needing to be plugged in. At the same time, the build quality, well, it feels like it's built to last. However, it isn't a complete package. At the moment, low light camera is something that Nokia still needs to work on. Currently, there are very few launches at this price point, and apart from the 6GB RAM variant of the recently launched Oppo F7, there isn't much competition for the Nokia 7 Plus. However, older flagships like the Nokia 8, the Honor 8 Pro and the LG G6 have dropped in price and are in the same price range as the Nokia 7 Plus. However, if you are looking for a phone that is up to date when it comes to design and offers such good build quality, the Nokia 7 Plus is a no-brainer under 30,000 rupees. And that was our review of the Nokia 7 Plus. What do you think about this device? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, for all things tech, log on to gadgets360.com.